Nah, I'm playing against TJ Hawes, and I'm watching him. I'm watching him watch his film like weeks before the game and stuff. I'm like, yeah, he's not. He can't be. What everybody's saying. I'm watching him. He's not really handling that good on
Yeah.
He's not really that fast. I'm ready. I'm ready. Like it's gonna be a good game. Whatever. I never got outthink before. It was the craziest thing ever. He had 14 assists in like the first half.
What?
It was like crazy. It was crazy, bro.
14 in the
That was my welcome. TJ Hawes was my welcome to college moment.
All right, welcome to the Amateurs with Bryce and Jaren. Real stories, real situations, real talk. Our guest today doesn't need much of an introduction. Heart over height, sophomore guard at University of Portland now. Chicago's on. Chase Adams, how you feeling, bro?
What's good, bro? Thanks for having me.
No problem,
Appreciate you coming on, bro.
All right.
Definitely. So, what you been up to now? You about what, a month or two into the semester now?
Yeah, a month or two into the semester. Literally online school, online class, and going to practice. That's about it. That's my life.
It's crazy. It's a new norm.
Yeah, definitely a new norm. Definitely different. Nothing that we can't handle, though, for sure.
Yeah.
So we got a new segment we call the 1 minute speed drill. We want to kick it off. Just gonna ask you a few questions. We got about 10 to 11 questions. Got a minute to answer them. You got one skip.
One skip, I bet.
One skip. All right. So when I say go, or when I ask the first question, that's when we're gonna start. All right. So 3, 2, 1. Favorite pair of Jordan 1s?
Brad's easy.
Favorite sneaker to hoop in?
Kyrie's, Kobe's.
Best player that you've ever played against?
Skip.
Favorite Chicago guard ever?
D Rose, Jerome Randall.
Dream school growing up?
DePaul.
Who do you model your game after?
Me.
Top 3 artists on your pregame playlist?
Jay-Z, Young Thug, Weeknd.
In a regular setting, like what's your go-to outfit on your way to class?
Sweats.
Favorite Chicago food?
Hot dog, Chicago hot dog.
Dream job outside of being a pro?
Any type of brand member, like a marketing type thing.
But who you got in the finals this year?
Lakers.
Oh man,
just made it. What you mean, man?
Bro,
I gotta go with the Lakers and the Heat because Taylor and K-Nunn. But then at the end of the day, I'm not gonna go with I'm gonna go with my boy.
Yeah, man. I'm a LeBron fan, so it's definitely the Lakers for me.
Man, bro, I'm not a LeBron fan at all. But I mean, like you said, I respect Taylor and K-Nunn. I want to see that. So for Chicago, man,
that's gonna be dope.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's for Chicago.
Sure. But hey, let's talk about your playlist, bro. I mean, I'm surprised you ain't throw no Herb, no Chicago, no artists in there too, man.
I mean, that's just what I've always been a Hov fan for sure. Like I know all the Hov songs. Thug has always been my favorite artist as well. And the Weeknd is just I don't know. It's just the person that I really, really rock with. I got the most listens. The Weeknd out of any artist by like 50 hours or something. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Weeknd tough though.
But Herb and Dirk is like my 4th, 5th, easy.
Yeah. All right, bro. So let's get into it, man. So who put the ball in your hands, and where did your love for the game come from?
My pops put the ball in my hands. My brother used to play when I was younger, so I used to grow up watching him play. And naturally, I probably just picked it up.
Right.
My dad said he saw something in me when I was little, so he started allowing me to work out with my brother, on the side, not for real. And he saw that I was able to do some of the stuff, so he made me get serious. Well, not made me get serious, but took it a little serious.
Right.
So, from a coaching aspect.
Definitely, bro.
Right.
You know what's crazy? I don't even know if you remember, but I used to hoop at the Country Club Hills Rec Center. And I remember you being up there and being super little with the headband, the sleeve. Man. The only player that could dribble out there for everybody, double dribbling. You really got handles at it. Like, how old you were?
The Country Club Rec Center. I hated playing in the Burbs, bro. Like, I really hated it because it was so different. Because you would go to the city, because on Saturday, that was on Saturdays, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it used to be on Saturdays. And we would go to Palmer Park, French Fry. You remember French Fry?
Right.
The French Fry didn't come to the Country Club, and it was just like totally different basketball within 20 minutes away. So it was just like, I only played there for like 2-3 years, but it was because, remember Maurice?
Yeah.
That's who he played. His dad let Maurice play with us at French Fry, so that was like the deal. If I play with you at French Fry,
right? Okay.
Yeah, I remember y'all Ferrari too, right? I remember that team. Y'all was what, top 5 in the country or something like that?
Yeah, we won a national championship in like 3rd grade.
Yeah. Yeah, so bro, you was getting, millions of views, in your highlights in 7th to 8th grade. So at the time, did you realize how crazy that was, or is it like just now kicking in, to look back like, dang, I had all these, millions of views?
I had no clue that it was as big as it was for real.
Right.
Honestly, when it first like came out in 7th grade, I remember Scott sent it to me like personally, so there wasn't no views on it. It was like a private YouTube link. So if I watched it, I went through the private YouTube link. But when I actually realized how it was like really, really, really picking up, it wasn't until like years later I'm looking at it. I'm like, I was like 4 feet going through like that was cool. And it got 16 million views. So then I really started looking at the other Ballers Life videos. I'm like,
when the same.
The top videos only got like 8 mil. Like,
right.
We got 16. What's going on? That was crazy.
Have you ever had like a fan or anybody come up to you? Of course, like before college, and like, hey, you Chase? Can I get a picture? Can I get an autograph? Anything like that?
It started happening like so much. Like right after the video dropped, that was another reason why I knew it was kind of big. But honestly, I never really took it as like I'm famous thing or I'm a thing like that. It was just cool just having people recognize you, I guess.
Right.
Not even on no like big headed stuff. Just if you want a picture, let's get a picture. I didn't know that they was really like on some real fan type stuff.
Right.
Man, you got any crazy stories?
Crazy stories. Man. I had to think of one. When I think of one, I'm gonna share it for sure. I can't think of one.
So you talked about living in the city and having to drive all the way out to the Burbs to go to play at the Rec Center at Country Club Hills. But in high school you ended up transferring from Marian Catholic to Orr. Can you talk about like what prompted that decision?
Yeah, for sure. So originally when I was at Ariel, I actually stayed in the Burbs when I was at Marian, right? So my people, they didn't want me in the city because that year it was like in 2014, 2015. It was like really, really bad in the city.
Yeah.
I really wanted to go to Simeon, Morgan Park. I think you was at Bogan then, right?
Yeah.
Right, was at Bogan. Jaron, you was at
Morgan Park. Yeah.
I was out. Remember, I was there every day at Morgan Park. Y'all was killing me every day. Jaron was killing me every day. So I really wanted to go to Morgan Park because I was with the Fire. I really wanted to go to Simeon, one of those schools. And my people, they was not for it because of how bad it was in the city that year.
Yeah.
So Marian was the decision they came up with. It really wasn't my decision. I didn't have no real say so in that. So I did. Tried to make good what it was. And I just really, really good. Like it was terrible. So when I was transferring. By that time, I was living back in the city, and I would stay down the street from Simeon. But the thing was, Simeon had beat us all 3 years to get downstate at Marian. And Taylor was trying his best to, Just tell me, like, bro, get that out your head. That was light. Like, I just really couldn't get that out of my head. So I'm like, I can't go to Morgan Park. I mean, there's IO over there. That's his.
Right.
Really young. Me and X is cool, but I hated X, so I want to play. And then X Pinson went to Simeon. I'm like, what's next? I wasn't going to go in. But or was an easy decision though, because I knew Lou since I was a little kid, because I was a baby, and so I was just where I was comfortable. I had just played at Marion where I really wasn't comfortable playing. Like, you know, it felt like I was being controlled. So I went to Lou, played my game, and did what I had to do. Got us a state championship.
Yeah. Bro, it's crazy. Well, go ahead, Jam. My bad.
No, I was gonna say you brought up a great point, bro. Like Chicago basketball is so competitive. Like we, you know, it's not like no other city for real, bro. Like you see, like, all right, Bryce going to this school, you know, like you said, X went here, whatever. It's like, dang, like you don't want to go there. You want to play against, you know what I'm saying? Like the talent. That's just crazy.
Yeah. It's not like you scared of competition within your own like little circle. And I think I could have went to any of those schools and still been able to play with those players.
Right.
At the same time, if they're already there, they already got their situation established. Why not, you know, go do your own?
Yep.
It would have been crazy to see you and Taylor on the high school level 2. I know y'all played for D Rose together, right?
Yeah, that's really where it stemmed from. That's where it stemmed from. Because, you know, the starting 5 from D Rose was me and Kendall Moore. You remember Kendall Moore that went to Danville?
No.
But it was me, Kendall Moore, then Danny that go to Orr.
Of course.
Ray that go to Orr. And one of the twins, and then it was me and Taylor too. So I had 2 people on each side.
Right.
But the whole summer, Lou was at every game. Lou was at every game, and then I had Taylor and Shirley trying to get me to go to Simeon. So that was funny.
That's wild.
Then, bro. So talk about, you know, you decided to go prep, and like how was that experience, bro? You know, for like and then what's some advice for the athletes out there that's, you know, thinking about going prep?
My decision to go prep was solely based off just me wanting more for myself when it came to schools. Like I had schools. I think my last I had UIC was the school that I was really deciding between. Like I really wanted to stay home, and I really liked UIC. I liked the way that D Brown was recruiting me, but the problem was the head coach wasn't recruiting me. He should have, with me being in Chicago. You know, he would text me and say he wanted me as much as he did, but I never even got a home visit.
Wow.
I'm in your backyard. Like, how did I get a home visit?
Right.
The other schools, I was really interested in. So I took my prep school visit or whatever. It was just like a college visit. It was everything was the same. Got to see the campus, got to talk to the coaches. And my brother went with me, Jamie Adams went with me, and he was just telling me, like, bro, you could come here, work in your game for a whole year, basically just about straight basketball. You really didn't have to worry about school that much. Work on your game for a whole year, get your mind right, and then make a decision. It's just like an extra year.
Right.
So I did that. I was very pleased with how I was playing, how much better I got. And mentally, I felt better making a decision for myself. And I felt better just betting on myself as well, because at the end of the day, that's what it really was. Because once you reclassify or whatever, or go into the prep scene, you become into the class behind you. You go into the class behind you, and all your offers and stuff start over, because
I ain't know that.
Yeah, everything starts over.
Damn.
So I went with 0, ended up with 5 or 4, 6, something like that. And,
but going back to your point about not getting a home visit and being in, you know, UIC's backyard. That's one thing I felt when I was going through the recruiting process. Like we got so much talent in the city, and for me, speaking for myself, I felt like I got way more love from schools, hundreds of miles. You know what I mean? And we got DePaul, you know, UIC, Loyola right there. And like, that was just crazy to me.
Northern Illinois too,
and
Western Illinois.
And it's not like I wasn't hearing from those schools. It was just that it felt like they was showing more love to the people that was away.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
y'all know my game. Y'all see me every day. Y'all know what I'm bringing to the table. What's up? Y'all see these people. Y'all see these people once a week.
Crazy. But you know, to be an undersized guard, you got to have something special, you know, to make it to the next level.
Yeah.
Like, what are some things that you would tell high school guards to start working on now? Like some specific things, like handles, shot. What are some things you would tell them to start working on now?
I think the biggest thing is just working on your mental, because first things first, like you said, I'm a small guy. You got to be special with something. I think that was one thing that I had to my advantage, is I really didn't know how small I was compared to people unless I watched videos.
Yeah.
But I look at it, I see like, dang, I do look kind of small next to him. But in the game,
you don't
feel it, right?
But that's just how my head is. Like when I'm going into the game, I'm not worried about the person I'm going to guard being 6'4". I really don't care. I also know how much work I put into the game before the game. Like my preparation before the game, you know, it stems my confidence in the game. So I know what I'm putting in, so I know what I should get out of it.
Definitely. And I mean, I can say just from the outside looking in, you definitely, every time I've seen you play, the most skilled player I see out there. And again, like, you know, with the mental too, you know, you got the confidence, you got the IQ. I feel like that was huge too. Yeah. It still is for you, like having that high IQ.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because I never even realized, like when you come to IQ, that's not really something that you can work on. Like when people used to say, man, his IQ is so high, I never really understood why. I mean, I knew why they were saying it, but it's not like I could go to the gym and work on my IQ.
Exactly.
But it was just reads, just making good reads and things like that. I mean, that comes with experience too. Yeah. The older you get, the more you play, I guess, the easier it'll become.
Do you watch a lot of basketball too?
Yeah, I watch a lot of basketball.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say too, from what I saw, bro, like you always had that chip on your shoulder, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that carried a lot too, bro. Like you had the skill, but then you had that chip on your shoulder. Then, I mean, not to mention, bro, you led the league in steals this year too?
Yep.
Yep. So
I never played defense. I never played defense in high school. I don't even think people remember me playing defense, but I kind of figured it out and I started strapping.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. That kind of leads me into my next question. You know, you, like I said, to me, you always seem to be the most skilled person on the court. But you know, once you get to college, everybody, the guard's bigger, faster, stronger. So we all have our learning curves. What was that like for you? And what was your welcome to college basketball moment?
My welcome to college basketball moment was TJ Hawes, BYU. So BYU, they go on that 2-year retreat.
Yeah.
So when they come back, I think they do that their freshman or their sophomore year. They come back, they be like grown. I'm playing against TJ Hawes and I'm watching him watch his film, like, you know, weeks before the game and stuff. I'm like, he can't be, you know, what everybody's saying. I'm watching him, he's not really handling that good on
yeah.
He's not really that fast. I'm ready. Like it's gonna be a good game. Whatever. I never got out-thinked before. It was the craziest thing ever. He had 14 assists in like the first half.
What?
It was like crazy. It was crazy, bro.
14 in the
TJ Hawes was my welcome to college moment at BYU. It was in front of I don't even know. It was sold out crowd. They had the biggest arena in the West Coast Conference. Bro, the man picked us apart. Like literally picked us apart. The plays they run, they're not even plays. They just run these little back screens, up screens, down screens until they get the shot they want. And it was always a pass coming from him.
And this was the first time y'all played them, right?
The first time playing, yeah.
So when they came to Portland, what happened?
When they came to Portland, it was a closer margin within the score.
Right.
He definitely didn't pick us apart the same way, but Definitely it was a learning experience from that first game to the second game. You know, I kind of figured out what I needed to do, how I need to guard them, you know, how I need to get through screens. But it was definitely a come to college moment, like you said.
That's always my thing though. Like that's what I like about college basketball versus high school. But one of the things, like you play everybody twice a year, so
yeah.
Like high school, if y'all beat us, blow us out the first game, like I gotta wait till next year. But college, like you gotta come over here. I gotta come to you later on in the season.
You get your get back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you get your get back.
Yeah. So, bro, you hit on the recruitment process a little bit earlier on, but you know why did you choose Portland? You know, why Portland?
Well, I chose Portland because of Terry Porter. Terry Porter, Hall of Fame point guard, Portland Trailblazers, and he's black head coach.
Yeah.
It's easy to say that now, but at the time, that was really one of the things that I was taking into consideration when I was choosing my school. I wanted to play for somebody who played and who was a black man. So,
right.
It just so happened that he was a black man, and he played my position, and was one of the best to do it. So once he reached out to me, it was easy to make that decision, especially because he was the main person recruiting me. I hadn't met the head coaches the assistant coaches until my visit.
Wow.
I heard from nothing. It was him for 3 weeks. And the crazy part is when he first saw me, he wasn't even coming to recruit me. He was coming to recruit. We was playing against Verge.
Verge.
Yeah, he was coming to recruit. I think their shooting guard. Wow. Verge was killing. I was killing. I was picking them apart as far as like, you know, just doing what I do, just being a point guard. Verge was lighting us up though. But at the end of the game, I see Terry Porter, you know, standing on the side, and I'm gonna go up to him and shake his hand just because he's Terry Porter. He reached his hand out before me, you know, asking for my information.
That's big.
I walked into the locker room and had like a little fanboy moment, like, that's dope. And he got me down on campus within a week. That was the fastest process ever. Out of all the schools I've ever talked to, nobody's got me down there that fast.
It says a lot. It says a lot for all the high school athletes listening. That's true. Yeah. Somebody do all of this, do all that, they want you.
Yeah, you know who really wants you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's either like two ways you can do it. You can either make the decision based off what you want. Like when it comes to like a dream school, if you get a dream school offer, of course, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna choose the dream school offer versus the ones that are really coming at you.
Exactly.
You want to do the one that you want or the ones who really want you.
Yeah, bro. So talk about, you know, how it's been, you know, playing, you know, under a former NBA, you know, player, guard Terry Porter. What has that been like for you?
Now, if you want to talk about my IQ, you could definitely say something because he changed it. Like my perspective on just my everyday work. He just teaching me how to be a professional. He don't even have to say nothing. I just watch him.
Right.
I just watch him. Just see how he handles himself, how he carries himself. He's just different. You can see the difference between him and other, you know, people. Really. He's still a pro in his head. And I mean, he still is a pro. He's still he's the head coach of a Division I school, so he still carries himself at a higher level than most people. But he's just a different breed, literally, because he was a part of that breed that made it to the highest level.
Yep.
Right. Hey,
what'd you say?
No, I was gonna say he still got his AAU team that team.
Yeah, TPC.
yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I told him we used to destroy his AAU. We used to destroy his AAU.
Oh man.
I don't know if he still got it though.
Yeah.
But we used to go through them all
the time. Yeah.
That was one of the teams. You know, it's certain teams you be like, oh, we're gonna play them. Like it's gonna be a show. It's gonna be a show.
It's gonna be a show. Lots of live.
Yeah, but you know, we talked about it a little bit before, but you in the public eye for a minute now, probably for as long as you can remember. And some people, you know, when they play against you, they might look at that as, you know, their chance to come up and might go at you harder than they'll go at, you know, another guard. But you kind of talked about your mindset a little bit earlier, but what's your mentality going into each game?
Definitely just to be honest, I just want to kill who in front of me, regardless. One of the biggest things going into games is I know that you know me, so I'm gonna have to show you that I'm what they say that I am. So,
right.
That was one of the biggest things, the hardest things for me in college in comparison to high school. Like in high school, you just go out there and do what you want to do and basically kill the person how you want to kill them. But you got to do it. You got to do it within within boundaries, like constraints.
For sure.
A little different. It's the leash wasn't the same. The green light wasn't the same. That's really what it was. If somebody scored on me in high school, all I had to do was look over. I just look over at you and I call my own number. Like I could call my own. Look over. You got to do it within the offense or within the plays, within the sets. It just makes it a little bit challenging, but you can figure it out.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That was the biggest thing for me. Shout out to Nick, but Nick used to let us go back every. You know how Nick is, man. If you play for Nick, shout out Nick. He coaching at West Illinois now, but yeah, he ain't have us on the leash, man. He used to let us go at everybody.
I remember playing with Nick, and I think I remember I played with y'all in Vegas.
Yeah. I still got that picture too with us and Melo.
I was 17 and I was 14 or 15.
Something like that. Yeah.
Nick, what happened? Did somebody get hurt? Why did I play? I can't remember. Anyway, we was all in the hotel and y'all was going away to the game, and Nick was like, "You want to play?" I was like, "Yeah." So I'll never forget that game. I think somebody scored on me, and Nick yelled it out. Like, you gonna go at him or what?
Yeah.
That's his name. Be special.
Yeah.
Be special.
Yeah. We got me fucking. That was fun.
Yeah. All right, before we go though, man, we gotta ask you, who is your favorite point guard of all time?
My favorite point guard is Derrick Rose. You ain't got it. D-Rose, that's my boy. I've been D-Rose fan since
beginning.
Since Simeon.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my dude.
Yeah, but I know you also close to Jerome Randall, and that's somebody that we look up to as well.
Yep.
So what's that relationship like?
Me and Rome talk like all the time, bro. Like that's my brother. That's my big brother. We don't have the talks that you would think we have. 9 times out of 10 is him calling me, cussing me out about something. Real. When I see his name pop on my phone, I'll be like, he really treat me like a little brother. So, I mean, that's our relationship now. It ain't no flowers when he called me. He never gave me no credit for nothing. Literally.
Yeah.
I know
yeah.
He's proud of me at the end of the day.
For sure. I was gonna say, man, I was just gonna say, like Will and Jerome giving back, man. Like that's that's big. They taking the generation under them, carrying them with them, teaching them experiences, everything they've been through. So yeah, shout out to them, man, for giving back to Chicago.
Yeah, definitely. Will too is definitely one of the greats, if not the one. He's like the Mike of the city because he's always there. He's always
that's very
present. People can see him.
Yep.
Last question, man. Is it a quote or a mantra that you live by?
Yeah. Attack every day. Literally, you got 4 hours in a day. How you gonna use them? That's how I think about just life in general. Whether it's basketball or any sport you play, anything, regular job, everybody got the same 24. So it's just how you can use yours differently than somebody else.
Love them.
Yep.
Love them.
Well, appreciate you coming on, man.
Y'all knew y'all had to ask me twice.
For real.